Hi everyone, I hope you're good. Relationship advice subreddit is the one we will have a look today. I hope you're sitting comfortably. Or maybe you're washing dishes now and I'm accompanying you. That's great. Anyway, let's go. Dog destroyed gift from husband's ex. Should I tell him about the note inside? I, 29F, have been with my husband, 30M, for 2 years, married for 1. He's out of town for a few days, so I took over letting the dog out in the morning. I snoozed a couple times and let the dog out less than 30 minutes after the normal schedule. Our dog had chewed through the corner of a handmade throw pillow during this time. More of a tear, it's unlikely pup ingested much, if any, but I'm watching in case. It was a gift from husband's ex. I never had a problem with this pillow as it was well made, matched our decor, and didn't get the sense my husband had any emotional attachment to it, so we kept it. Upon finding the pillow, I took it apart to see if I could repair it, and found a note in with the stuffing written by ex. The gist is, I'm sorry I can't tell you how much I love you, so I made this instead. I love you now and always. And now I'm conflicted. I could repair the pillow, although I'd probably need to tell him I did, since it would be noticeable if looked at closely. I'm conflicted because he had told me he loved his ex, but felt she didn't really care for him as much as he did for her, and it led to their breakup. Rarely told him she loved him, and only when he said it first. I know it seems like she was scared to be open, and made the pillow as a way to communicate how she felt. Should I tell him about the note or just pretend it didn't exist? I don't think it's enough to ruin our relationship, but I don't want him to reconsider his decision to break up with her in the first place. TLDR. Husband's ex confessed her love in a note I found by accident. Should I tell him? I think you can tell him. It's not likely it will ruin your relationship and marriage. Your husband's ex lack of communication in previous relationship can't be repaired by this note. Let's see what the comments are saying. DMG00 is saying, I understand the fear of vulnerability with a partner and I find this gesture to be sincere and thoughtful. Honestly, that note will probably settle a lot of internal issues your partner might have with reading it. I wouldn't worry about current feelings, but if you really want your husband to grow as a person, I think it would be wise to be honest with the note and be open with your fears finding it. Impressive Cricket 8 says, she putting a hidden note inside a pillow, which could very well never be found, doesn't change the fact that she wasn't doing her part in communicating her feelings. Hell, it even supports it. I don't see it changing what happened between them, and it shouldn't really affect your relationship. They broke up, he got over her, he met you, he realized you actually matched him, and you got married. I personally would show him, not putting too much meaning to the whole thing. Hey, you'll never guess what happened. Revolutionary Yak is saying, 2 relationships before my current partner, a guy I adored and what thought was a good relationship with, ghosted me at the lowest point of my life. It destroyed me. I spiraled for 6 months. A note I didn't know about that gave me closure would mean a lot. I'd never bother to call him or leave my current guy, but it would make that scar a bit less painful. Do the right thing and tell him. Show him the damage and the note. He's moved on enough to marry you. Let him have a little closure. Post number 2. I want to pay, but she won't let me. The backstory. We went out for our 2-year anniversary this Sunday and the dinner and the drinks came out to £213, which I was happy to pay. Once we got home, she started to say that she was ready to put some money towards the food and drinks, which I was fine with until she said she will pay half. She's a uni student and half of this bill would be 2 weeks of her disposable income, which I know she can't afford but is insistent on paying. I work full-time weekdays and most weekends as a plant operator, so I earn considerably more than she is. Can someone please help me to understand her point of view in wanting to pay? This is not me being a man and wanting to pay for everything. This is the simple fact she can't afford to be splashing 100s out of a meal when she has food to pay for. TLDR. Girlfriend wants to pay for a dinner she can't afford. I mean, maybe she can afford it once in a while and doesn't want to depend on you in every financial situation. Emma is saying, it's really nice of you to want to help, but I'm exactly in her shoes right now. My significant other makes a lot more than me, so I feel exactly like she does. She probably doesn't want to owe anyone, doesn't want you to feel like she's taking advantage of you. Peeping Tara says, if you feel bad about paying her but don't want to hurt her pride, accept the money and then just drop by hers with gifts or food. Like bring over some stuff from the grocery store with the excuse of it was on sale and you know she likes it or something. That way she will have groceries. She still gets to pay you half for the dinner and you get extra brownie points for bringing groceries over that you found while you were thinking about her. Fortunata17 says, my boyfriend is a CEO and I'm not. I still like paying for him to show him I appreciate him and because I don't want to rely on him for everything financially. Sure, I love spending money on fun things for myself, but honestly spending money on him when I can makes me feel just as good. Maybe your girlfriend feels the same way. Post number 3. Boyfriend's prank injured me and I can't go to work/school. A lot of my classes were online last year, but as of this semester, I was going in person. I've known my boyfriend, Evan, going back a few years, enough to be comfortable with cracking jokes and a humorous relationship. Our parents were friends too, but we started dating in college. A couple of weeks ago we had our first time, but the reason I'm writing this is because of what happened in our second. A couple of days ago, he asked if I could do the splits after getting undressed because he knew that I used to dance. But when I told him that it's been a few years since I've actively stretched, he said it was fine. However, after I tried and was quite far from touching the ground, he jokingly came over and tried to encourage me while pushing down on my back leg even after I told him to stop numerous times. The only reason he stopped was because I screamed after he had pushed too far, and I couldn't even stand up on my own without it burning. When I told him to call an ambulance, he said I was overreacting and that I should know how he likes to joke around, because I do it too, but never past the point of someone telling me to stop or something that could hurt someone. He literally wanted me to lay on the ground until it passed so that we could continue. But as it kept hurting and he finally called an ambulance, he did it with an attitude and was pissed when they came too. I'm not here to ask whether I should break up with him or not. This was our second time and the first and last red flag in bed. He's pranked me in the past in some rather fun ways, but this was the first that he's ignored me saying stop, and I don't even reconsider it to be a prank at all, despite how he keeps referring to it as that. I couldn't even put my pants on before the ambulance came and was embarrassed the whole time under a blanket while he sat there pissed. When I got to the hospital, they told me that I had torn muscle tissue that would require surgery to repair, and as a result, I'm going to have to miss work for an extended time to let it rest before eventual rehab. I have a full-time job and about a week of PTO, but because I'll be gone longer, I'll be taking an LOA. I won't be able to go on vacation that's already paid for, although I'm hoping to get a refund, but not sure if I can. My question is this. My parents don't want to help me press charges because they are friends with Evan's parents. I hate it, but that's their choice. I still want to press because he's also started talking shit about me online and how I overreacted to his prank after friends found out about my injury. But my parents don't want me to and said I don't have a case anyway. I don't think that's true, but I want to ask. Do I have grounds to sue him, and how should I manage the friends that he's trying to win over to his side when I can't go see them freely like he can? Oh my god, I'm so sorry this happened to you. Must have hurt a lot. I think you should do what's best for you and speak with the counselor. And man, F these parents who prefer friendship over their daughter's health. And overreacting? What the hell? I Make Sawdust says, he's also started talking shit about me online and how I overreacted to his prank. Let me get this straight. His prank resulted in you needing surgery and he still thinks you're overreacting? What the F? Neurotic Backeder says, yo, I'm a dancer and I'm freaking raging at the shit he pulled. He treated you like a prop, apparently with some effed up sensual context, ignored you asking to stop when you were in a position where you couldn't safely exit with him pushing you, and then whined and tried to cover it up like a baby. What an abject piece of garbage. Sue the freaking pants of him. I bet it's hard to tear muscle that severely on your own. If his parents want to have an opinion on it, they should have raised a better human being. It won't ruin his life. If he says it will, you can inform him he's being dramatic. Andrew Rendro says, I imagine that would be grounds for suing. He kept pushing your body's limit despite you telling him to stop, and in doing so, he seriously hurt you. Between that and the fact that this has caused you to miss work, I'd be more surprised if you didn't have a case. And honestly, there is nothing you can tell your friends but the truth. If they're on his side, they're crappy friends and you're better off without them anyway. Okay, that's it for today, guys. I really hope you have a wonderful rest of the day. Thank you for listening and stay safe. Goodbye!